Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I am Gabie and I have a brand new cast on that's also a finished object, a whole sweater. It's been a little while since I've podcasted. Plain yard chicken. We'll see if I made it or not. Another new cast on and yeah, some new yarn and fun stuff. So, I don't know what to do first. I think I will briefly go over an old WIP that got finished this summer. But first you can find me at Gabie's Knit Goodies on Instagram, as well as I sell my hand-dyed yarn on Etsy under that same title. And my yarn also has an Instagram handle of GKG Yarn. I think that's about it. I am on Ravelry. Occasionally I will put up my finished objects, but I'm not the best about that. And yeah. Okay. First thing. This is, I don't think I ever showed this complete. So I started the Ingrid Summer Sweater by Gregoria Fibers last summer. And made a mistake, kind of a big mistake, and then fall came, and so I put it aside and picked it back up in the spring and finished it this summer. I've woven in my ends, but I still haven't cut my string. I don't know why. Actually, I take it back. No, yeah, they're all woven in. Anyways, this is a cotton sweater. The original pattern was in cotton, and I made mine out of my own DK weight 100% Pima cotton in Confetti Sky. So it's like a sky blue with little specks of darker blue and even some like little hot pink and yellows and all kinds of little colors in there, but overall blue. It is a top-down sweater where you start with the back, then you knit some back and forth, and then you pick up your shoulder ones and knit forward and join that, and then you have 2 panels until your armhole is long enough, and then you join it and do it in the round. I read inches or the centimeter number and mentally had it as my inches number, and I was just mindlessly knitting away, joined in the round, did my ribbing, and then I was like, my armholes are like this long. I didn't want to undo it, so I got mad at it instead and threw it aside for a little while before I came up with a solution that I could live with. And so what I did was I knit a separate panel right here in that big gap of where my giant armhole was, and I seamed it in. And I think that it actually worked out fine. I don't think it, I mean, I totally noticed it, and I guess if you were looking at it from the side, you might notice it. But I don't think anyone would really think twice about it. So, yeah. And I think, like I said in my Instagram stories, it makes it a little less precious to have a large mistake. And so it's easier to wear and not feel worried about it getting messed up. So I got to wear it at the beach when it was like windy and cool here recently, which was nice. Yeah. Sleeves. The other slight mistake that I did was, for some reason, one sleeve, my tension was a little bit tighter on one sleeve than the other. You might even be able to kind of tell. And so this sleeve is a little looser than this one. That's okay. anyways, I like it. It's lovely. I'll put a few pictures up. And yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna do like another separate video on this one, but I will post here while I've talked about it. I'll put up a little block that says like how much yarn I used and any other pertinent details, I guess. So we'll consider this finished object video for the Ingrid summer sweater checked off. Just because there's a string hanging from it doesn't mean it's not finished. Like I said with construction, the only other thing was you pick up and you do a twisted rib collar. You pick up and knit the sleeves, and all of your ribbing is twisted rib. So, anyways, it is a nice airy sweater because of all the little eyelet holes. And it wasn't bad to knit. I still like knitting with wool better because it has more elasticity, but this one really wasn't bad at all. I've done some cotton. I don't know if it's just because I've done the tension too tight or what, where it's like bothered my arms and shoulders and hands and things, but this one wasn't too bad. My dog has decided to join me. Say hi, Wookie. He's a sweet boy. Hopefully his noises won't bother you guys. All right, next one I'll show you is a new WIP / finished object. You guys know that Unraveled sent me the Essential Beanies kit, and they gave me a code, Gabie's Knit Goodies, that you can get 10% off on anything in their shop, so kits or just individual yarn. And I showed you guys last time, I made the hat, still haven't woven in my ends. It could be a problem for me, but that'll get done eventually. And I also haven't put on, it gives me little tags in here, but I need to put those on too, like it says handmade with love. So my kit, I had 2 balls of red and 2 balls of white in the kit that I got, and it's the Unraveled Uno yarn, which is alpaca, merino, and a little bit of polyamide. Let's see, 60% alpaca, 30% merino, 10% polyamide, made in Peru. And it is like a chain construction. I consider it like a I-cord almost. And so it's very bouncy and very squishy. The original hat, the pattern for the original hat that it comes with, you hold 2 strands together and you use really big needles. So these are like size 13s, so really big needles. So it goes by really fast. I do have that video where I tried to time myself, hoping I could do it in under an hour. It was still under an hour and a half, so it's still a very quick knit. But I decided I wanted to do a different hat for the next one. The kit's supposed to make 3 hats total, like 2 solid and 1 marled together. So I took the white, which is the one I wanted for myself, and I made this hat, which is a free pattern I found. It's a ribbed hat, and it has the decreases at the 4 decreases at the top, little decrease lines. Yes, and it has the ability to fold it over so you have a double thickness around your ears. The pattern is called Beanie Alba, and it is by Jocelyn and Fossey. She's at Joanne Fossey Knits. I will put her information here as well as the link down below. Like I said, it is a free pattern, which is always nice, and it's just a 1x1 rib. It is bottom up, and I'll try it on for you. So this yarn is very squishy, and yeah, it worked pretty well with this. I held it single strand and used the recommended needles here, which were let me see. I think it's size 7. Yes, a US 7 4.5 millimeter needle for this. So it still was not a slow knit, but it definitely took longer than the double-stranded pattern one that came with the kit. Yeah, I think it's cute though. I like it. I think that I'm going to keep this one for myself. I think that the red one might be a gift for one of my family members. I'm trying to get a jump start on Christmas. I cast on another Christmas gift knit already. Pat myself on the back for that. So, anyways, this is how much I have left, which my guess is I'll be able to get another hat out of it. My question to myself is, if I combine white and red, it will be so Christmassy. So do I want to do that? That is my question. My thought is if I don't combine these together and do, it might be okay marled, I don't know. So if I don't combine them, then I might be able to do like 2 headbands, like a white headband and a red headband. So the red I have, let's see, 44 grams left. 44 grams. So one skein of it, or one ball of it, is 50 grams. So I have just under a whole ball left of the red. And then I have 30 grams of the white left, so 50. So this took 70 grams. So 40, 50, 60, 74 grams together. I could definitely knit a hat. Or I still think I could do like a red headband, which I think could be really cute, and then a white headband. So, anyways, it's squishy and lovely, and I'm excited for my new hat. And excited to have a gift knit done. So that's fun. I do agree that their pattern is really good for beginners because it's chunky and quick. While we are on Christmas gift knits, maybe we should continue down that route or go back to summer. Maybe it makes more sense to go back to summer and then come back to the gift knits. Okay, back to summer. I think that I mentioned this last time on the podcast. I have stitches falling out. I had leftover Italian Cupro cotton in my speckled denim from my Jessie May So Summer tee that I did last summer. And so I was like, maybe I could get a tank top out of it. But it was less than a whole skein. If I'd had a whole skein, maybe it probably would have worked. I just need a little bit more. I played yarn chicken and I failed. So sad. But anyways, I haven't done the fun outliney part of this outline tank. Yeah. But I'm really sad. So I got the whole front done. And I was trying to knit like a size, I don't know, 2 or 3. I wanted it kind of like wide and cropped. So in the back is the problem. I ran out. And so, okay, it's all on the same needle, so it's hard to show. But I got one back section done, no, right here, almost done. And then this one, I can't do it all. I'm totally out of yarn. So, I don't know. If I had had a full skein, I probably would have been able to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do now, though. I'm really not sure because I don't have any more of this yarn, like bear yarn right now. So, yeah. Yes, I'm not really sure. I still have to think about that and what I'm going to do with this garment. But it's definitely not going to be a this summer thing. It's so sad though. I love this yarn. This yarn is very like cool to the touch. It's perfect for summer. And even though it is like kind of a loose knit, for some reason I don't know if it's the colorway I've dyed it or what, but it gives coverage, so I don't really have to wear stuff under it. Now if I add the outline gaps to it, like in her design, I'd probably have to wear something under it to, you know, so I don't show too much. But yeah. So the only yarn I have left of that Italian Cupro cotton fingering weight are these two in the shop. They are Berrylicious, I think is what I named them. And so they have pinks and blues in there. What I really should have done is just taken these out of the shop, and I could have done a whole tank top out of this and had more than enough yarn. Maybe if this doesn't sell before the end of the summer, that's what I'll do next summer. If I can get my hands on more of this bare yarn before next summer, I probably will because it's lovely. But if not, I might just steal that for myself. Anyways, next cast on and finished object. I don't know. I had it in me. I wanted a sheer garment, a sheer like mohair, super thin, super lightweight and easy to wear type of garment. I was definitely influenced by, I think Caroline Joy on Instagram. She's like a fashion person. Anyways, she was wearing this like white sheer long sleeve top in the springtime with like a tank top under it. And it was something along the lines of like mohair or something. And I was like, that's super cute. I hope that my chimes outside are not bothering you guys. The wind is blowing out there. Yes, so I had that in my mind for a while. I didn't want it white. I have plenty of like white and off-white garments right now that I've knit because I was kind of on that kick last year. So I really didn't want it white, but I also wanted it kind of plain, I guess you could say. So I dyed up what is now should be up in my shop. I'm calling this Fog. It is, I have it in mohair, and then I've also dyed it on an Aran weight yarn for my next new cast on. But it is mohair and silk, Kid Mohair and Silk, soft and fluffy, and in what I thought of when I saw it was fog, like the mist and fog outside. So I dyed that up, and then I did this. I've already worn it once, and it is so like light. I think I used 3 skeins of the Kid Mohair and Silk, and I held it double. I will have to double check that. But I held it double and used the pattern, let's see, Woodstock. Let's see, it is Woodstock Sweater by Fisker Knit. By Fisker Knit. I don't know how well you can see this. And it is let's see, extra small to extra, extra large, between 80 centimeters and 125 centimeters are the sizes for fits bust measurements between those. So 31.5 inches to 49.5 inches. But it does have a good amount of positive ease. The actual garment goes from 115 centimeters, which is 45.25 inches, all the way up to 139, 54.75 inches. So it does have a good amount of positive ease, which is what I wanted. I decided to make the third size, the medium. This is also knit on very large needles, size 7 millimeter or US 10.75. I used US 10.5 needles. And you also need one that size US 10 needles. So a 6 millimeter and a 7 millimeter knitting needles. So they're really big, and you hold the yarn double, and so it just goes, it's speedy. It is a top-down seamless construction, and it is a raglan sweater. You start with the neck, which is a twisted or half twisted rib. Your knit stitches are twisted, but your purl stitches are not. And then a couple of things that drew me to this pattern was the wide twisted rib here in the raglan area, and then it continues down like under the arm, and I liked the very wide and the big armhole and the wide body as well. So it was very like kind of simple design, but it had a little bit of interest at the same time. The only modification that I did, it said just to bind off like a normal bind off for your sleeve, which I thought was kind of interesting because you have the ribbing everywhere else. But I decided instead of doing a normal bind off, I would do a 3-stitch, I guess an I-cord bind off. So kind of like you add like 2 stitches and then you do the I-cord bind off. Which I like how that looks. I think it looks more polished than just a straight bind off, but at the same time it's I think it looks nicer than just the straight bind off. I will try this on for you guys. Maybe I should consider this a finished object video as well, even though it's also a new cast on, but that's okay. I'm pretty thrilled with this garment. In case you can't tell, this may not be my ideal shirt under it, but it totally works. I think I would rather wear silver rather than gold, because it definitely, the yarn colorway is more cool tone in my opinion. But yeah, it's kind of warm for right now. That's okay. I wanted the sleeves nice and long, so you do have decreases from under the arms as you go down, and I think they stop around right here, but I wanted my sleeves to come to the center of my palm because that makes me cozy and happy. So that's what I did. I do like that it is a tapered sleeve, but it is not a snug tapered sleeve. So it's got plenty of room, but it's not like baggy and in the way near my arms. So I like those puff sleeves, but then I do find that they can kind of get in the way. So like I said, this is kind of cropped, but it's not like super cropped, you know? So it sits kind of an inch or so below my hip bones. So I think it's in a really nice place so that it's not overwhelming me, but it's not, I don't have to worry about, my midriff. So I like it. I think it's really cute. I actually think the white shirt works under it. You can tell it's sheer. So I wore it at the beach and I put like a tank top under it, and that was cute too. Yeah, anyways, I love it. I'm so thrilled with this. And I can't wait for the weather to cool down a little bit, because this will be perfect for like, it's perfect for transition times because it is kind of airy. So if there's a breeze, you'll cool off. However, and it's really lightweight, so you don't get that heaviness of some sweaters. But at the same time, it's mohair and silk. And mohair's quite warm. Quite warm. So it will keep me nice and warm and cozy. Yeah, especially if I have this under like something that blocks the wind, then I'll be nice and snug. So, and another good thing about mohair sweaters like this, I might be rambling here, but that's okay. If you're traveling at all, these are perfect to go with you because it adds that nice warm sweater, but it squishes down really small. Way smaller than like my big merino sweaters. So it's way more packable. Anyways, that's fun. So my next thing is a new cast on and a pair of socks. Not finished socks, but a pair of socks nonetheless. 1.5 socks. I'm a slow sock knitter. So I cast on that sweater. It was really exciting, and then I cast it off, and then I didn't have anything on my needles other than some socks. And I like to have bigger things on my needles, not just socks. So I thought about some more gift knitting, and I don't think my mom really watches my videos other than like skips through them maybe a little bit. But if you're watching, Mom, you need to turn it off. This is also in that fog, but it is in 100% superwash merino. 100% superwash merino, not in mohair. So it's basically the same color, but not in the fuzzy mohair. It's very soft and squishy, and I debated a lot about what I was going to do for this project. And I even have a Ravelry bundle with different scarves that I looked at that I was interested in knitting my mom. She wanted like a wide gray scarf. So after much debate, I ended up doing my own thing. I wanted something easy and simple, but not totally plain and boring, I guess. So we'll see if I get bored with it or not. I did need something that was easy to pick up and take with me places. Right now I still have to kind of look at the pattern, but I'm starting to memorize it. It's just like I've come up with my own design, but it's a stitch pattern I found that is like the little diamondy kind of look. And it's just knits and pearls. I really wasn't in the mood for doing complicated lace or cables. I really wanted something easy to tote with me and pick up and work on. Yeah. So like I said, it's just knits and pearls, and it makes this diamondy texture, which gives it a lot of squish. This is my Aran weight base. I also have worsted as in DK that's available. And I think that I'm going to make this like a kit as well available if I can write down the pattern and get that set up. So Don't hold your breath for timing for that. I started with a twisted rib. I did twist both the knit and the purl stitches, and then I went into this diamond pattern. It is an 8-stitch repeat. You kind of do pairs of either like knitting 3, purl 1, or the reverse of that, or just a knit purl. So if you hate purling, this wouldn't be the thing for you. But if you don't mind purling and you don't want anything that's like super complicated or cables, then this is a great pattern. I think it's going to look really cute. She wanted it quite wide. You could adjust it to really any width as long as you had the right multiple of stitches. So I think it'll be a really nice wide, fairly chunky, but not overly chunky scarf. Oops, my ball's rolling away. Last thing I have for you guys today, the sock. I'm sure I have other things to show you, and I don't know. It's been so long I forget things. It's been a busy summer. Swim team with the kids makes things very busy. It's been good, but I haven't gotten as much stuff done, like with the yarn business. Every year I'm like, I really want to do advent calendars. And then every year the end of summer comes and like I haven't started on them, so I'm like, I don't know that I'll have time. So one of these years. Don't think it'll be this one. I've made one sock. This is out of Dark and Stormy fingering weight and Merino nylon, and then my much loved by me Flowers and Dirt. And so I finished one sock, and this is leftover yarn I had from the Purl Soho's half and half triangles wrap that I made out of these 2 colorways. I think that's what it's from. Anyways, so I didn't make them super long because I wasn't sure if I'd have enough. But I've already done the cuff and turned the heel of the second one. And I have this much left. So I think I might actually finish these in the next month, perhaps, unless I get really caught up in another project. Anyways, thank you for chatting with me. I am, I'm happily knitting away. My knitting mojo kind of waned briefly there, and then I got excited again for the tank top, and then I ran out of yarn, so it was sad. And then I got really excited about the mohair sweater and completed that, and then I was kind of lost and kind of itching for something new. So I'm excited to have the scarf on the needles, and but I still want something else on my needles, and I'm thinking of a little jackety type thing. I think I've told you guys this before, but I also have a bundle about that on my Ravelry, because I don't know, a while ago I learned about bundles, and so now when I've been kind of researching, trying to figure out what I want to knit, I've been putting things in like a favorites bundle to try to come back to that same group to see which one I really like. So maybe by next time I'll have cast one of those on. I'm leaning towards one right now, but every time I come back to it, I start leaning towards a different one. So who knows? Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have fun knitting or crocheting or whatever craft that you like to do. Bye. Fog is available on most of my bases. We have Kid Mohair and Silk, and this one is an Aran weight, 100% merino. It's also available in some fingering weight and DK